The fact that Danny Wiseman was struggling on the left lane.
Mazza.
You can look at the scores. He's averaged 250. Little move here. Lots of room. Ball just bouncing off that about 55 feet down the lane. It's just making a left turn. He's having a lot of problems getting it down there with enough ball speed to keep it on the right-hand side of the pocket.
Can he move into more oil?
I would think so. Here's another look at it. He watched the ball, and he threw this one harder. He actually fell off balance with the effort. But the ball just won't stay there. He's going to have to move, Mike. I think you're right, instead of just trying to throw it harder.
We see Danny shot...
how many times can he make this fair?
Right. He's made it twice already.
It's a real
for the third time. Has it.
He's lined up on that one. Maybe if he can line up for the pocket like that, he'd be all right, huh?
He's not getting the overreaction on that.
No, he's not.
John Mazza starts his championship match.
He got it to roll up, Mike, but it didn't seem to have much energy when it got there. It was losing a lot of the energy. A lot of early roll on the ball and a big looping curve instead of a sharp breaking hook like a John Gant would have.
Yeah, but that's kind of John's game, isn't it? He
definitely his game. But he'll switch bowling balls and do all kinds of different things. John can play anywhere in the lane. He's a very talented player physically, and this isn't the most important thing in the world to John. It's not, John Mazza. He wants to win just like anybody else, but his family is the most important thing, and he's got his priorities straight too, just like you said. There's a look at his family, his wife Leslie and his son Anthony, and by the way, she's pregnant. They're going to have another child soon, so congratulations there. But he's a religious young man. He's got a strong religious background. He's got his head on straight thanks to a sports psychologist.
Wow. The Greek Church, 5 on a spare, loses count. Is he going to go for the 3, or will he give this a shot?
I think he's shooting at the 3, but if you want to make it, generally you shoot it from the other side. It's like he's just going to throw it hard and hope he gets a bounce here.
8 out. Big trouble there.
That is big trouble because Danny Wiseman isn't going to give you a lot of opportunities. You better get on him early. We talked about that also. Wiseman, once he gets lined up, and he'll find the shot. Remember, the lanes go through transitions, and as they do, the experienced player like Danny will find a way to line up. When they change, he'll change with them.
He's got it.
There's his first move. He gave it more room there.
It's the NHL hockey on ESPN. It's the Ducks meeting the Legion of Doom. That is the Anaheim Mighty Ducks taking on the Philadelphia Flyers. Their offense is known as the Legion of Doom. That's Friday, October the 20th, 9 o'clock Eastern time. That's 6 on the coast. Danny trying for a double on the lane that's been giving him all kinds of trouble here. He leads by, what, 17 already?
Well, thanks to John Martin struggling, and there's a great shot right there. And his reaction, he knew he made the right move when the ball skidded through that break point. Here's another look at it. Now, here's what makes it a great shot. You can see the extension. He really made the ball. He forced it down the lane, moved in a little bit on the approach, gave it a little more room. And believe me, when you make a shot like that under this kind of circumstances, it's a great shot because Danny knows that if he doesn't get it going early, this guy can come back on you. Mazza's a tournament leader because he can make good shots when he has to.
So right now, he's got to figure out something. He leaves the soft 7, now the solid 6 on the right lane.
He's also had one of the best instructors in the country get him to this point physically, Fred Borden.
At the 6-pin. John has bowled so well in the arena settings. I asked him why he bowls so well in these settings.
I have no idea, Mike. I can tell you a little bit of initiative that gave me this week. My wife gave me the good news that we're going to be parents again. I found out last Sunday. And everything right now is kind of secondary to me, and I kind of felt real loose, and I got another mouth to feed, so I got to get my butt in gear.
Well, the wife and child looking on there. She's wanting to get going there. Made a move off that split. Danny Wiseman on 2 in a row, leading by 27. We're only in the 4th frame.
I don't expect very many errors out of Danny Wiseman the rest of the way. I expect him to get real tough from the line. He's figured them out now.
And he's carrying Earl.
Well, he's got a great roll going. Something's bothering him down to the side there. I guess somebody's moving or whatever. And the spectators are part of the game now. You know, when we're out here playing in these arena settings, they are down the sides of the lane all the way almost to the machine. So they can affect the play if they should make some kind of a move at the wrong time. This is the key shot of the match right here. John Mazza will come back at you. So this is a big shot right now for Danny Wiseman. Oh, my. Oh, my. This kid play or what?
Well, you talked about it at the top of the show. You said Mazza had the experience, but then Wiseman, being the only right-hander, might have the advantage.
Well, not only that, but he's just bowling great. He's making good moves. He's making them with confidence.
John's got a strike here. Ball over.
Oh, that pin has moved all over the place. We're going to take a look at the style of John Mazza. Another great fluid arm swing here. Remember, I mentioned Fred Borden has helped him with his physical game, and look, watch the free swing here. Nice and easy and smooth. Good balance at the line. Great extension.
Right now, he's behind, I think, by 37 pins.
There's no points for style out there. You've got to knock him down. And right now, Danny Wiseman is the guy that's knocking him down.
47 pins, boy.
Our statistician, Philip Ringener, just missed with that 300 game in the last game. If he could have won a match once in a while, he'd be on the show today. But he won 7 out of 20. That's not too good.
Frank says it took you half a game to get lined up.
Well, it might be too late. Just might be too late.
Danny Wiseman on 4 in a row, trying for 5. And the solid 10 pin keeps it from being a complete runaway.
Now, spares are still kind of an experience for Danny, and he's switching bowling balls. Remember, he's had problems with the approaches, especially on the 10 pin. Danny always been a solid, good spare shooter.
Has it. On Saturday, October the 21st at 6 o'clock Eastern Time, ESPN2 has a special program for you. It's Mickey Mantle, a tribute with a look at the Mick's life and times, at his career, his impact on society, and including an interview with Roy Firestone. He was one of my heroes, Earl.
I think he was just about every American male in the country's hero at one time or another. Tremendous athlete.
Another solid 10 pin, and speaking of 10, it's 10 minutes to the hour, and at 10 after, 30 past, and 10 of, we give all the scores on ESPN. And naturally, Earl, there's no baseball scores as the Indians have wrapped up the ALCS.
I have no comment. Thank you anyway.
Cross lane at the 10 pin, Danny Wiseman, leading by 45.
He slipped again there, and the thing he has to worry about more than missing the spare, I think, Mike, might be the fact that if he slips and goes over the foul line, that's disaster, because a foul would really hurt him right now. He still hasn't got this match closed out. John Mazza still has an opportunity to shoot in the 230s. Oh my, what a great shot that was, and what a key 7 pin for him. And that's disaster. He really made as good a shot as he could possibly make.
Well, the pins just won't let him get anything going. They won't let any momentum get going for John Mazza.
Some days are like that. No matter how good you make the shot when you need to, something stands up. And other times you get the good breaks. You hit light, they fall down, things like that. But right now, it just doesn't look like it's going to be John Mazza's day. And watching the match play last night, it was so exciting. We had a packed house at the bowling center. They had 3 guys with a chance to lead the tournament: John Gant, Parker Bone III, and of course John Mazza, who is the tournament leader. And it came down to the last game. It was just amazing how well they were playing and how good they could make these shots when they had to.
Another 6 pin.
Well, he's gone strike, wiggling 6 pin, strike, solid 7, wiggling 6 pin. I mean, what are you going to do?
You just can't do a whole lot in a 1-game match. It's over so fast, and when your opponent's striking and lined up, it can be a very quick game.
Well, all they can hope for is that Danny makes some kind of a mistake, and that's not likely. And here's another look at the pin action. You see that pin come to the wall, come off, nudge the 6 pin, but then eventually help hold it up. And that Brunswick pin spotter will pick it up, put the wiggle right back on it. Filling frames is all Danny has to think about. But he's going to be aggressive. He'll go after him.
Still checking his slide every shot at the 7 pin. He hasn't left one of these, has he?
I don't remember if he's left one or not. He's been bowling for, it seems like, 2 days out there. He's just dominated almost every match. The last match against Gant, there was an opportunity late in the match that Gant could turn it around, couldn't do it. Here, he jumped early up on Johnny Mazza because Johnny couldn't get anything going. So it looks to me like Wiseman is the man of the hour right now, a 45-pin lead with 2 frames to play.
He'd have to open both frames and have a disastrous count. If he strikes here, it's all over.
Well, I'll tell you what, he will give this some room. I don't think it'll go high. He'll throw this a little extra hard, make sure he gets it down the lane. He knows exactly what the score is. These guys are always aware of what the score is.
All bowlers are mathematicians.
Gave it plenty of room, left only the 2 pin, and that's all you really need to do is fill the frames now, and Danny Wiseman will be the champion.
Calm down, he says. Just make the spare, fill the frames.
His last win, he came from 3rd place to win the tournament. So
shot some big scores then too.
Big scores, and he's very comfortable in this situation. He likes to bowl the matches. Like I say, Danny's a competitor. He's an aggressive attack type guy, kind of in the mold of a Mark Roth. He goes out there and he goes after you.
Has the 2 pin in the 9th frame, going at a 226 pace. Basically, for all intents and purposes, has this match wrapped up.
Well, Johnny Mazza will be bowling for pride now. He's going to show you how good he really is. Throw a couple of strikes. There's one of them.
And he says, thank you. Thank you very much. It's a little late, but thanks just the same.
Here's a look at John when it waits and waits, doesn't fall down. Finally, he says, "Okay." Remember, I told you he was religious. He's giving thanks to the right people, the right guy, I should say.
One bad shot is what he said. I have one bad shot.
He's talking to his wife, folks. If you're wondering who he's talking to, his wife, Leslie, is sitting off to the side of the lanes with her son, Anthony, in her lap. And John is commenting to her. And now he's talking to Danny Wiseman, and nobody's listening but Leslie, I think. Danny's certainly not listening. He's down there working on his hand and everything else.
His son doesn't care. His son loves him anyway.
His son was bowling last night after the match play, and it was really cute. He's almost about the same size as the bowling ball, and he was rolling the ball down there with both hands down the center of the lane, and he got a strike. And it was just you should have seen him. He was trying to give high fives to everybody in the building.
Well, should have saved that strike and given it to his dad. He needed a few more, though. 191, the final score. Danny Wiseman finishing it out in championship form.
Look at Danny. Now look at him. Now see, here's a guy that shows you what kind of a competitor he is. He's going to make the best shot he can make, even though the match is over.
4, he says. 4 matches.
4 lefties.
Standing ovation here at the Welsh Auditorium. Trying for one more. Can do no wrong. Well, he was averaging 250 coming into this championship match. He lowers his a couple of pins. He's going to average about 246 or 7, somewhere around there. With a strike, it'll be 236. And he goes high, finishing with 232.
Fantastic performance
Danny
by
Wiseman
Wiseman.
is your champion. The Welsh Auditorium appreciates